The call came while I was standing in my own kitchen, staring at the walls I'd paid for one exhausted year at a time. My sister's voice was light, almost cheerful. "We're doing Christmas at my place," she said. A pause. Calculated. "But we've decided to keep it small this year. You know, just real family." Real. The word landed softly, like a blade sliding between ribs. Behind me, the house hummed, new pipes, new wiring, proof of a decade spent choosing overtime over sleep, restraint over pride. I had imagined filling these rooms with warmth, with belonging. Instead, I stood there holding a phone that made it clear I'd never owned that privilege. "I understand," I said. I didn't. Not yet. She laughed, not cruelly, worse, dismissively. "You've always been simple," she added. "It's not personal." The line went dead. I stayed still, counting breaths, watching my reflection in the darkened window. My face didn't change. It never does when something breaks. That night, Grandpa called. He didn't ask questions. He never did. "Come by tomorrow," he said quietly. "Bring the deed." I felt something shift. Not hope, recognition. Growing up, my sister learned how to take. I learned how to wait. She married well, lived loud, took credit, took space, took people. When Dad lost his job years ago, it was my savings that paid the mortgage on his house. When medical bills came, my name went on the checks, quietly, consistently. My sister called it your choice. I called it family. After Christmas, Dad showed up unannounced. He stood in my living room, eyes scanning the floors, the counters, the silence. "We need to talk about the house," he said. I already knew which one. He avoided my gaze. "Your sister's having trouble, financially. She thinks, well, this place could help. Maybe you sign it over, temporarily." There it was, not a request, a conclusion reached without me. I didn't answer right away. I watched his hands tremble. Not guilt, fear. He was repeating something he'd been told to say. "She says Grandpa promised it would all stay in the family," he added. That night, I couldn't sleep, because Grandpa never promised anything lightly, and he never favored anyone blindly. I started listening instead of reacting. Phone records, bank statements Dad didn't know I could access, property documents that told stories no one bothered to read. My sister's financial trouble was expensive. Designer bags, silent loans, a second mortgage on Grandpa's house. In her name, signed months ago, without his knowledge. I visited Grandpa every Sunday, watched him struggle with names, with dates, but not with instincts. He noticed the way I lingered. "Something wrong?" he asked. I handed him copies, let him read slowly. His jaw tightened, his eyes sharpened. "She thought I wouldn't understand," he murmured, not angry, disappointed. That was worse. I didn't confront her. I let her keep laughing, let her keep excluding. I waited. The lawyer's office smelled like dust and old paper. My sister arrived late, confident, already rehearsing her performance. Grandpa slid the folder across the table. She opened it, froze. Her voice cracked. "What is this?" "Truth," Grandpa said calmly. "Unauthorized loans, forged signatures, a plan built on the assumption that age equals weakness." She looked at me then, really looked. "You knew," she whispered. I nodded. I felt nothing. Grandpa signed a new will that day. Everything bypassed her. The house, the land, the accounts. He turned to me. "You understand patience," he said. "You understand cost." My sister cried, bargained, blamed me. I stood, walked to the door, and paused. "You were right," I said softly. "We only need real family." Then I left her there, stripped of certainty, exposed by her own arrogance. I spent Christmas alone in my house. The lights stayed off. The silence felt earned. Family isn't blood, it's behavior. And I finally stopped paying for people who never planned to stay.